Welcome to Will Talk Entertainment. This is episode 1. We are.
We're
what day-
alive.
We're alive. Yeah. What day is today? I listen. It's been. This is car season is in full effect.
Yes, it is.
We have been. Every weekend we've been different places. I know Prep has been one place. I've been in another place.
And that's why we say thank God for gas cars, because, boy.
Yeah, so if we sound we're a little out of it is because man we both have still regular jobs and we do this on the weekends, so this isn't
every weekend.
every weekend
And then sometimes during the week, too.
during the week too as well.
I
That's
mean,
right.
we're conducting business at least 8 hours per day. Even if
Yeah.
it's just answering phones, texting, and it's so much going on. And then every
Yeah.
weekend it's like, yo, you going here? I got to hit here, or we're going to hit them both together, or,
Yeah. So this is the first episode of Will Talk Entertainment. Once again, I am your man William. Most people call me Will. This is Will Talk Entertainment podcast, and this is a podcast mainly for car enthusiasts. But I don't want to just keep it too siloed for car enthusiasts because not everybody's is going to have a fast car. There'll be some stories here that are connected to the car scene that may not be directly involved.
Look, need to throw this in here. Make sure you say car, truck, motorcycle, Jeep enthusiasts. Because some people do feel left out. I will admit, some do feel left out.
And that's a
the car
great
scene
point.
is,
That's a great point. We accept everything.
Everything.
And because
even tricycles.
I'm gonna leave that one alone. I don't know if that's a private joke that he just came up with, or he's trying
tricycles good. They save gas. It might take them like 3 days to get from here to South Carolina, but hey,
You know what? With these gas prices, we might all be
I know,
on
right?
tricycles.
Hey, we could put an electric motor on it. Put a Tesla motor on it or something.
Hey, they got electric bikes, so you never know.
Wait a minute, they do?
You didn't know they have electric bikes?
Like bicycles, electric?
Oh my God!
We got to get on Google. Like
This guy,
game changer. I got a helmet already. I'm good to go.
You did not know there's an electric bike?
No. I see the regular cheap bicycles that went up in Walmart. I guess they got slick, but that's the only things I ever seen. I didn't know they had electric bicycles.
Oh my God!
That's new for me. You about to get me on Google right now, like, yo, I got a new toy.
Hey, whatever works, man, for you out there who's struggling with these gas prices. But let's just talk about Will Talk Entertainment podcast.
Yes.
This is something that's been in the making for a while now.
For a while.
Don't don't go there. Don't let me come.
Wow.
He's saying a while, but yeah, he's the one that said, "Hey, you got to get this equipment. You got to get these microphones. You got to get this." And it's like, okay, I got to go and actually research and look and get all this information, and so that I can put together something of quality for the audience. So,
But it worked.
Yeah. So patience is a virtue. So, but we're here now. That's the most important thing.
We are
And
here now.
we're
And
ready
I'm happy
to go.
to see you do this, man.
Oh, man,
I'm really happy to see you do this.
Well, so to give everybody a little bit of background about me, and something that people may not know is that at one point, when I was in college, I actually did radio in New York City. My alma mater is Hofstra University, and they have one of the best communication schools in New York on the East Coast. They also they broadcast from the Empire State Building. A lot of people don't know that.
I didn't know that.
So when they broadcast from the Empire State Building, their signal is on the level of all of the major radio stations in New York, and some of them even better than that.
Yo, that is ill, though.
And it's FM. It's not AM. So
wait a minute, hold on. What's wrong with AM? AM is good.
I don't got no problem with AM. A lot of great stuff started with AM radio, but what I'm trying to tell you is they when you go there, your sound is being broadcasted to millions and millions of people in the tri-state area. So that's where my beginnings began. And to tell you a little bit more, I was not a communications major. I did that. So I was majoring in business, and I had a full load of classes in business. and I fell in love. I went to the radio station. I had a friend of mine, is Nate the Great, and he's a hip hop DJ. He still DJs. You can find him on IG. And I asked him to come down to the radio station, if I could come down to the radio station, and he said, "Sure, come on down." And that's when I fell in love with radio. It was so much fun. And through Nate the Great, I met DJ Johnny Juice. For those who, this is a hip hop education for the youngins. I'm looking at you across the table. Yeah, you should know. If you don't know who DJ Johnny Juice is, you need to get on your Google. Like Fossey Carter says, do your Googles.
Look, I know Nate the Great. I know that name.
Okay, do you know who DJ Johnny Juice is? He is he was the producer. He was the producer for Public Enemy. He still is.
Oh, snap.
He produced a lot of their tracks on their first album, and he's also in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with Public Enemy. So you can go look him up as well. So I met him at the radio station, and I learned a ton from Johnny. I'm still learning. He's out there. He's still doing his thing. So this is my background. This is what I where I come from. And so while I didn't major in communications, I majored in business. So I took the classes to get licensed so that I can be on the air, because you cannot be on the air without being licensed.
Wait a minute. Now, is this with radio or?
This is with radio.
This is back in the day, right?
So I was a student at Hofstra, and to get on the radio, you have to be licensed. I don't care who you are. You got to be licensed.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, you don't want to make sure you get on there and make a mistake and millions of people hear it, you know?
Right. So I took those licensing classes, and I got no credit for it while taking a full load in college. So that's where because I fell in love with radio. But that's to tell you that when you fall in love with something, you got a passion for something. You don't care if you're not getting paid for it. You're going to go after it and do it.
Well, you know what? The thing I always think with people always think about getting paid off stuff, right?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people, I guess I can get it. You don't want to do anything for free, but when you do something that you love, the money is loving what you're doing. It's the passion. The passion pays for itself.
Exactly.
You know, but I don't know, man. How I always say, people look at things differently. Me and you have a lot of conversations. We go to a lot of places, and I always say the same thing. Everybody is different. Everybody's different about how they get something. But The one thing you don't want to do is be greedy. You don't want to be entitled, because them two things right there will make sure that you not get to where you're trying to get to. And especially in our car scene.
Well, and that's why I left radio, because think about this. You're at a college radio station. You're on the same level as Hot 97, which is, if you're in New York, that's where the big dogs play. That's where they play Puff, B.I.G., everything, and they interview the best of the best in hip hop and rap. And so there's a lot of politics that went on at the radio station that, I didn't want to be a part of, and I stepped back and I left. So I never really returned to radio after that. But I learned enough that if I ever return back, I know what to do, and I'll feel comfortable being on a microphone.
Well, I was going to say now, so let's transition to the day now. So now, big question that now I know you don't want me to interview you, but I think the viewers need to know this. How did you get in the car scene?
Wow.
Because if y'all don't know, this man right here will get another car in a heartbeat. Like me and Tim I think me, Tim, Jeff, Steve might be jumped on it. Shots out to them. We got a bet going on to see how long you're gonna keep this new car you just got. We're aiming around about 2 months.
Honestly, this is my favorite. This is my favorite Mopar. The wide body Scat Challenger.
That wide body is.
It's badass. And so, for those who do know me, I had a wide body Daytona Hellcat Charger, and as much as I love that wide body Charger, I was always looking at the wide body Challenger because the way the Challenger sits, you know what I called it this past. I told you what I call it, Big Daddy Crunk. Yeah, It looks like Big Daddy Crunk just sitting there, like
the 2 doors. You know, look, I love the Charger. I can't really see myself owning the Charger just because the Challenger to me is just.
It's badass.
That's Mopar.
It's 2-door. It's retro, and when you put that Challenger next to a 1970, 71 Challenger, you see it. You see the lineage.
What they call it, the grandson. That's what you see, the grandson.
Yeah, you see, hey, here, my boy, how you doing? You know, you put your arm around it. So,
hey, Daddy, we got cold air intakes.
Yeah, and it's funny because I met a couple. So we're recording this on a Sunday. We just finished up with Streetcar Takeover.
Yeah.
That was going on for the past 3 days.
And it was great this year. No disrespect to last year. But last year was just so, it was so packed, man.
They were
I didn't
dialed
think I
in.
could do it. And then a lot of people, look, Will was beside me. A lot of people went through this. I got one freaking pass in 11 hours. And then it took me 2 hours to get through checkout.
Yeah. No, this year wasn't that bad. It didn't take as long to get through, pre-race checkout. Was it pre-race? It's the inspection?
Yeah, the inspection.
It didn't take long to get through there. People got multiple passes in. The bracket racing was interesting. I met some really cool race car drivers. I was really impressed with how they did allowing women drivers to get their own event. I thought that was cool.
I actually think that was dope.
That was really cool.
Hey, the women drivers are not going to play with.
Boy, I was just like
they would go like.
I met one particular driver that I had a good conversation with her and her husband. They both own Hellcats. Jennifer Fuller and her husband, and she's got a triple nickel Hellcat red eye, and that is one woman. I'll be a little bit nervous.
I'm gonna say that video that you showed me. I would definitely be nervous after seeing that video because she hauled that car down. He got on the tree. He got on the tree.
He got her on. So she has a triple nickel Hellcat red eye, and she was facing. I want to say like between a 05, 09 modded Mustang. The guy gets her on the tree. He's got a car and a half length on her, and she hunted him down and said. And she was like, she looked at me and was like, never lift.
It was a nasty video, man.
And I was just like, and that's the thing about these Mopars, man. People, they get on I get it. Why other people who have other manufacturers may feel a certain way.
Because it's Mopar. Mopar was made for drag racing.
And don't forget. You got to understand the history of Mopar. Most people driving these cars don't understand the history. You have to be basically our age and up to understand the history.
Yeah.
Do people not understand that Mopar was banned in the NASCAR era? They asked him, you can't bring that car back here. It's too fast.
Hey, but did you see the one? I think somebody rendered one as a style. I ain't gonna front, but I would love to see.
Oh, that Dodge. Green one.
Yes.
Yeah, Daytona.
Back in NASCAR.
There was one also at the RK Auto Cruising a couple weeks ago. It was a gray one.
Wait a minute, they had one live in person?
Yeah, it was modded. It was a SRT8, and it had the wing, and they turned it. They used the kit, and they turned it into a Daytona.
They lucky
69 Daytona. Everybody crowded around it when it came in and parked.
Yeah, I would have been in that crowd.
Yeah, it was something to see.
But now, all right. So
going back to your question, what was your original question?
So, dang, I forgot now. I was going to say, hold on, you got me thinking about Dodge now. You got to remember now, look, yes, I am in a Chevy now. And I came close. Look, hey, you was in a Chevy too. Don't even be knocking it. Hey, Chevy is a great track car, but they don't have the excitement like Mopar has.
They haven't learned to market properly.
You know what I was about to say?
I know what you're about to say. when you see a Dodge commercial, and I think B Mason brought it up on his YouTube channel, but I think Dodge is now trying to market a lifestyle.
To me, it is a lifestyle.
It's
been a lifestyle.
Yeah, and when you see a Dodge commercial, what do you see? You see those metal brakes and accelerators, and you see smoke. You see drifting.
You hear the deep voice.
The brotherhood of muscle. And you see all of that.
I sent you one recently. I was like, man, this made me want to go get a wide body.
One of my favorite commercials is not even is the one that they did last fall. I think it was around Christmas time, and I think it was a Hellcat Challenger Red Eye just going through a tunnel, and they did it perfectly. They had the sound bouncing off the tunnel into the damn microphone, and you hear that grumble in it, and it's just like it got, and at the time I just had my BMW. And I'm sitting there going, the hairs on the back of my neck are standing up.
Hey, what if Tesla rode that Tesla fly through a tunnel? What would you hear?
No, what you hear is.
It'll be fast though. It'll be fast.
Hey, listen. I don't know how many people have actually driven an EV, but an EV is the initial torque is something to behold. It's definitely something to experience.
It's no build up. It hurts. Look, I'm gonna be honest. It hurts to me. It
hurts your chest.
Yeah, I want a hard launch, but I don't want no launch where I feel like
you're in an actual F-16.
Yeah, I gotta take a
Raptor.
breath after or something like that. That's just too much for me. But I'm glad that you said Mopar has a lifestyle because that's what I always felt. And then especially knowing that we was in Queen City Challengers. Me and Travis used to be with, make sure I say this name correct because it's been a while, the 6 or the 7 Mopars. And
the 6 or the 7 Mopars?
Yeah, it was me and 6 other people with Mopars, and we used to just ride. There was no rules. Like, we wasn't really a group.
Right.
But
you just hung out.
We just hung out with each other, drove the places with each other. And then, the Queen City Challengers, and then I think there's the Chargers. Queen City Chargers, and
Yeah, and they're not. I think they're not Queen City Mopars.
Queen City Mopars.
They changed their name, but I'm glad you brought up Queen City Challengers. Do you remember a friend of ours?
Which one? Because there was a lot.
Tony.
Oh yeah, Big Tony.
Yeah. So Tony had this. He had a 392.
No, Troublemaker.
Yeah.
That's
he had
it.
A
Troublemaker.
392. He had it cammed, and he had headers, and he also had the pipes exhaust on it. And Tony never let anybody drive his car. He let me drive his car one day.
You done drove a whole bunch of cars, man. You done drove my car.
Well, no, but Tony, if you know Tony's particular. He does there's things that you can easily trigger Tony. Like when I used to kick the dirt off of the car, he's like, I can't stand when you do that.
How would you do that?
Why would you do that? And he'll look at me like, this is my car. What's wrong with you, man? It's like, I just can't stand that. But he's one of those people that is just so particular about every little thing on his car. And for him to say, you know what, I want you to drive my car. He let me drive that car, and I jerked it. It was just, I felt like a driving stick for the first time because what I learned, and it was a learning lesson for me. It was the first time I ever drove a cammed
Well, it's
Challenger.
supposed to be a little bit. Now he had a harsh cam in there too, didn't he?
Yeah, he had I want to say it was a 274 or something like that.
Oh yeah,
I'm not sure.
He had one of the big dogs because that's what I was looking at, 274.
Yeah, he had a 274 in it, and
I think it was I think I saw it on the Texas Speed website.
Mm-hmm.
I think because my headers was going to be BBKs, but I mean, dude, I already know. And see, you bring up Tony. I was going to say Dennis.
Well,
I love Dennis's car, man.
Dennis cars is fantastic car. I mean, what he did to that car.
Man, there's so many awesome cars in there.
But he, what I learned about his car is that, and why I kept jerking it is because you have to get the RPMs up when you have a cam like that, and you got to get them up to like between 15 or 1800 RPMs just so you can get out of first gear. And when I finally got it, I was able to go. But man, when we got in that car, we went sideways. And that car was so dialed in, it didn't take much for it to go sideways.
Who did his work?
Oh, I think, wasn't it Hal?
Was it Hal?
I believe it was.
Because I was going to say mass acceleration.
Maybe both. It may be both.
Maybe both.
So, for those of you,
you got to get Hal on the channel, man.
You gotta get trust me. Yeah, if you ever met somebody that has parts and can spit out a part number for something, it's like it lives every car part and number lives rent free in his head.
He's got a lift in his garage. Like,
yeah,
he's got a whole lift in his garage.
Yep. And so
in his garage.
anytime I have a question, he's my go-to. I don't like if I have a question about something I got to put on my car or anything about Mopar, I go straight to him without question.
Well, I'm gonna say if I ever post on the page, he'll automatically comment on it.
Yeah,
even if it's not a Mopar.
He like, well, his old son and so and so, and he's just like,
and he'll break it down. There.
He'll break it down, and he said if you think something looks stupid, he said that looks like shit. He'll tell you.
He'll just come bluntly out and say, "I'm sorry, that looks like shit."
and when he does it, because he doesn't normally say things like that, but if he says it, there's a reason why he's been pushed.
I've seen him one time. We was at one event, and a Challenger had pulled up, but the dude had upbashed his car, and I think it was me, Dennis, Hannah, and somebody else, Travis. This is actually the first car meet I went to, and I'm looking around, I'm enjoying myself. And then they was, hey, this is Hal right here. We're going to go introduce you to him. And I remember him looking at the car, and he was just looking at the car in complete disgust, like he just wanted to go over there and just smack it. What are you doing? What are you doing? Park this back outside. Like, just leave. just leave.
And it's not that he's a
great guy.
He's an absolute great guy.
Just in case, Hal, we love you, man. We're not trying to make you.
Yeah, no, we're not. No, Hal's a great guy.
Please don't jump us when we.
But it's just sometimes, like I said, he has to be pushed to get to that point. Yes. He's not doing that, by accident. But man, I tell you, like you said, there's some great cars here in the Metro Charlotte area. We've seen some great things from outside of Metro Charlotte. The car scene in general is just it's a great time to be a car enthusiast. This is a great era because you have your muscle, you have imports.
The imports,
you have JDM.
Nuts. The imports are nuts and slammed like
low key.
Yeah, low key in there, man. Hey. Guys are.
Did you see Adrian run?
Yeah, I know. Look, we was
in a G37, his modded Slam G37. He doing 10 seconds in a quarter mile.
I was like, yo, he just ran 128 out here,
like it was nothing. And Adrian is like that. He got the island boy relaxation. It's like, yeah, man, just chilling. And just let me go just run 10 seconds.
Like, damn, Adrian, right there, you was doing it like that.
Yeah, okay. I just like.
I forgot what I think his car is called the Great Value. They call his car Great Value or something.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. I think. I don't know, man. I know you got like 2 pages.
You know what? Let's confirm that.
Yeah, let's just throw that in the trash. Like, we're in the trash can.
Forget that. But, man, going back to Streetcar Takeover, there's a lot of Audi R8s this weekend.
Them exotics out there, they came to play. Not one. None of them exotics was under 800 horsepower.
No. And then, of course, we had our friends who had cars from Mass Acceleration. If you're hearing this, go check out my video, my YouTube channel, We'll Talk Entertainment. I did a video with Mass Acceleration. I got to tour their shop and speak to them. And man, they are just great people, great service. It's very few shops out there that where you can, hey, they'll tell you what you need, they'll tell you how much it is, and all you got to do is hand them the key, and they're going to make sure that you're going to run properly, and not just, because it's one thing I learned over the years is adding horsepower is one thing, but adding horsepower that's usable on the track is a completely different thing. And safe,
because a lot of people try to skip safety for money. They're one of the shops that won't let you do it.
No, and the owner actually, when you do an upgrade, the owner drives the car and he tests it out because he wants to know, can you drive this on the street? Because you got to get to where you. Yeah. Some people drive their cars to the track, so you got to be able to drive it too. Yeah. To a certain extent, unless it's something that's trailered.
Hey, they wouldn't have survived when we went to Wilkesboro if they couldn't drive it because we had to do the little what you call tour. To make sure your car was stock.
I almost that pissed me off.
Look,
Hey,
you should see me and Ron. We didn't have gas. Like we were low. We were hurting.
So there's very few times it takes a lot to piss me off. I almost left because of that.
Look, it was.
I almost left because I was like, that was some BS.
But I've heard they do it at other tracks though. I heard that is actually a normal thing. It's a cheaper way.
It's 2022.
It's 2022. Hey.
Get you some people that can inspect the car the right way instead of having you running 15 miles to see, is your car still a street car?
All right. And then that's when you're going to get a big John out there.
Because you saw what happened.
Have a whole busted tire there. You can run it.
Well,
you can run it.
Here's the problem. They did that, and a couple of the competitors had to drop out because I think one ran out of gas.
Yeah, one ran out of gas.
And then the other one, something happened to his car, and he was
overheated.
It overheated.
Yeah. I mean, but that's
it's
messed up. But when you think about it, if there's a good way to make, you got to create a game. You got to make it into a game where you can knock some of the people out before we get on the track. And I guess that's what it was. At the end of the day, we all went there to learn to drag race, and that's exactly what we learned. Now,
I also learned.
Have a full tank of gas or have a gas container.
Again, this fool would go to the drag strip with like less half a tank or less and make passes.
If I tell you that I ran out of gas last night with Joey didn't leave it, we had to pull over and get gas. It wasn't bad though. Like it wasn't bad. We made it to some exit before we got to the Lancaster.
Like I said,
dude, look, I wasn't expecting to be riding at a great consistent speed like I was.
Like I said,
reasonable speed.
Just what is it? Just fill your tank up, man.
Man, look, I don't like filling tanks. So I get upset now when I fill my tank up.
Actually, no, you're not supposed to fill it because it adds weight.
It adds weight, but then not only that, like it's bad when you're pumping gas and they hit the little commercial. You watch TV.
They got the TV screen.
Yeah, it goes off the moment it cuts off because you don't rent. That's it. Like I'm sitting there looking like whoo, $40 for 8 gallons. Like, whoa, Lord Jesus.
So, one of the things we learned in Wilkesboro is Subarus with turbos, just be careful.
Yeah, definitely be careful.
That damn Subaru.
Be honest, be careful with anything with a turbo and a guy smiling at you. That's to be careful with. If a guy is in his truck or his car and he's smiling at you.
He's got the laptop out and he's looking at your car.
Yeah.
So one of the lessons I learned from going to Mass Acceleration is, and because I asked the question, why turbos? Why is it there's so many people using turbos at the track? And I said because it's easy to raise and lower the boost. You can make the changes on the fly, whereas with a supercharger, you got to change pulleys, you got to do some other things, and
well, I mean, you can definitely tell that turbos have came a long way because I remember it used to have to. I used to look at turbos as I'm gonna beat you before you actually get your boost to kick in. Well, they fixed.
Yeah, there's no delay anymore.
There's no really delay now, and now it's like, all right, how bad are you gonna get gapped if your car ain't up to par?
Yeah,
that's where it's at now. Like me and you said this last year, street car takeover, damn near more than half of the cars was running turbos. All you kept hearing was. Like you could just hear it spooling over there. Like, oh man.
Yeah, and it's something to behold. It's interesting to see how far turbos. Because I remember when you ran a turbo back in the day, and if you ran a turbo the way that these guys and gals run turbos, you had to put an ice pack on it to cool it down.
Well, I mean, I feel like that's what you got to do to superchargers now.
Oh no, you don't have to do that to superchargers. Coming from Mopar has now what they call a chiller. So what it does is when you run hot, the chiller kicks in and it'll cool it down. All you have to do is idle it.
Okay.
And now they started doing that from the year 2017 and up because those Magnusons used to get really hot.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Yeah, and I think that was tough on the bearing. So they have the chillers now, and your car has it too. Your car's got a bunch of radiators.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm saying. Like I've never dealt with the issue, and
Right.
I really don't know too many other guys dealt with the issue. Only thing I know of guys that deal with the Camaro ZL1s is, of course, the oil pump issues.
Right.
And that's from the 17 to probably about the 17, 18, maybe 19s. But
yeah, when I had my 1LE, I asked them to check the oil pump.
Yeah,
and then they said it was fine. So
I mean, that's the only issue. I mean, now we ain't gonna speak on Ford because we know a couple Fords do have overheating issues.
A couple.
A couple.
We
Next subject.
Next subject.
No, you know what? But I'm glad that I did get the Camaro. But man, I did love that Ford GT500 and that 350.
You loved
just
it,
sounds
but
so fucking good, man. Oh wait, we're not cursing over here. We're not cursing. Oh, freaking! It was sounded so freaking good.
So
YouTube about to hit you. They sending you an email right now. Like, we ain't even uploaded it yet. Yeah, just in case. Tell that loudmouth guy you need to shut the hell up.
No, the GT500, if they can get on the track and run without overheating, they're excellent cars, excellent track cars.
I mean, I've only seen
and street cars.
Yeah,
that's
street cars.
That's the beauty of the GT500 now is that it performs well on street and it's great on the track.
But the weird thing is, a lot of the cars now perform better on the street. I mean, of course, they're street cars,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, so you already know what it was. I really wanted the red eye.
The red eye.
I wanted the red
eye. I still love the red eye.
Or manual Hellcat wide body.
Yeah, they're not making it anymore.
Yeah, once I was like, well, give me. I want a red eye, but I mean, Travis will tell you about this. We went to some Dodge dealerships. They couldn't tell the difference between a Scat Pack and a red eye. So hey.
Are you serious?
Yep.
We won't name any. We will.
Now they ain't
out.
gonna drop names. Just know. If anything, look at it this way. That's why I ain't got a Mopar now. That's why I left. Because Travis looked at me. He's like, "Did they really just do this?" It's like they really just did this. But
that's scary.
Nah, it is what it is. Take it for what it is. I'm having fun with what I got. That's why I say, man. If I wish Chevy would have promoted the ZL1 so much better, because it is really a great car.
They're great cars all around. And for those who are wondering why I don't have my 1LE, that car beat the hell out of me.
Well, the 1LE, if you would have got the regular ZL1,
I think I would have definitely kept it.
Yeah.
But that 1LE, well, and the other thing too, my 1LE was lowered. So your car is already
and tuned.
Oops. Oops.
Wait, tell me after we on the track, I'm like, man, this is something wrong here. Like,
I think Epps gave that away when he was just like, so we had all three, me and a friend of ours in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Epps, he has
he's still talking trash too.
He has a cammed SS.
Yeah,
a cammed SS. I had the 1LE. I had an 2018 1LE. Prep has his 1LE. So we all switch cars and drive each other's Camaros. And Epps comes back. It's like, why is your car so much faster? And I'm like, oh, I don't know.
look, where it really came is when we got on the track, when we was on the oval, and I'm sitting here riding, and I'm like, why does this happen? Something ain't right here. So only us will be able to drive a whole hour and a half back. We stop at a gas station. I'm like, man, pop your hood right now.
And it's one of those where we don't even know where we are. It's like there's two dudes sitting on a chair outside. It's like something. What was that show?
It was like we was in a Lost somewhere. We was in a movie Lost.
It was a movie, and these two dudes sitting out front. You could tell they sit out front every day at that gas station. And they're looking at us like we're crazy with these two 1LEs. And it's like,
all you see is hoods pop and everything pointing, like putting hands in, like, man, look now, something is.
So that's where we learned.
For a whole hour?
So
was out there like for a whole
an hour. And then we, the first thing, obvious, something was up was that my car was lowered. Mm-hmm. That was the first thing.
That was the first thing, yeah.
The second thing was he pulled out his phone, and I was like, because I told him, the intake that I had on it was the Big Gulp. and he Googles it with the big gulp. Well, you can't use that unless it's tuned.
Yeah,
and that's what and I didn't know that either. And the reason why I didn't know that, and it may sound funny that I didn't know that the car was tuned because I bought the car from out of state. Now the way that works is I bought it from out of state through Hendricks. So when you buy a car from a dealership out of state, it comes to the dealership in your current state and it goes through inspection. I told them, like, they had a bunch of stuff on it, including the big gulp. I said I want it stock because according to Chevy's rules, you can't, you can't mod your car and still keep your warranty. So I told them, get all that crap off of it. Little did I know is when they do an inspection, they don't do any compression tests. They don't go that far. All they do is to make sure that it's state compliant, which means that it doesn't have tint that's darker than it should be, and that everything is working, your lights and all that is functioning. I thought they were going, checking to see if it was tuned or something like that, or something was on it. So I didn't know that the damn car was tuned, it was tough getting this car ready because
I remember it was a lot of stuff that
I had to get fixed on the car and everything, and they had this stupid LED harness on it, which I had to have that removed. And so by the time I got the car ready, the rally was right there.
I'm about to say, you got the car, a week before the rally?
Yeah.
Dang, that is right.
And
the rally we talking about is Tour Deluxe.
Tour Deluxe rally. Yeah. And I had to make sure it was PPF'd.
Because that was the last thing you was waiting on.
That was the last thing. Yeah. And shout out to Sunstoppers. Sunstoppers fit me in. And I got it literally PPF 2 days before the rally.
Yeah, 2 days.
Literally.
I just not thought about that. Like, wow, you had just really been breaking the car in.
Yeah, and so there wasn't a whole lot of time for me to go.
Still suck because you knew it was. I think you called up there and told him, like, hey, keep the cold air intake in there. He won't know.
No, you saw it. It was out. But I didn't get a chance to take it someplace and get it get a diagnostic run to see if it was tuned. I had no time. But one thing I will say, man, that thing ran. It was fast.
Hey, we was keeping up with him.
And I was
running out of gas, but we was keeping him up. This ain't everything goes back to gas. Like,
full circle now. This past weekend at Streetcar Takeover, I actually saw it out there.
I know,
sitting out there, and I was like a proud papa. I was like, I'm glad that the person who brought it, is taking really good care of it.
You know what? We should have walked over there and asked him, "Hey, do you think it's tuned?" Like, we should have just asked him just the best and see what he say.
Well, if the person's listening to this podcast and you were at Streetcar Takeover on a Friday
and parked on the side of the benches,
it parked on towards the end of the benches. The person owned that blue Camaro. I used to own that. So please continue to take good care of it. Because the one thing about cars like that, you want people that buy it after you to take really good care of it. Because you saw what happened to yours when you sold it.
Hey, dude,
that must have broke your heart.
That hurt me. Like, I was at the point where I was like, man, I'm going to buy it back, man. Like, just buy it back and just set it out there in the yard. Worst thing.
And I've had that. And you know what? True story, that happened to my dad.
I wanted to cry, man.
That happened to my dad. My dad had so this is why I love American Muscle. My dad had a 72 Pontiac Catalina. Ooh. That was gold and it had white vinyl interior. And that car, I used to love driving. I would sit in that car. The car was so big in the back seat that I could.
The big boy right there.
That's the big boy, and I'll be there playing with my toys, and you wouldn't feel a damn thing. Because the car was so big and it had a big ass engine.
That's some cars they hit something and it just put a dent in it. Like.
Yeah. And so I don't know what happened. My father, one of my brothers needed a car and he gave it to him. And my brother ended up getting into an accident and totaling that car. And I could tell my dad was just like, I shouldn't have kept it.
Nah, he was saying, I should have got the belt.
Well, my brother was grown, like grown man working.
I mean, hey, grown man can get that belt too. Like,
nah, he wasn't doing that. But I tell you that I could tell that because he talked about that for a long time. But a 72 Catalina.
I mean, that's right now. That'll be.
Don't even.
I just know I understand so many and. I'm a new car enthusiast. Like I've only been a car enthusiast maybe 4 years, 3-4 years, and I get around other people and I can just see that passion. I can see that love, and it's
when
like
they look at it, yeah.
And when that happened to my RT, man, I was just like.
So what happened to your RT? He got total. Was it total?
He didn't total. He got in an accident in it, and it just.
Is it still around?
I don't think it's still around. I don't think he has it no more. I think he let it go. He might have told it. I don't know. I remember he was look. Let me tell you what he did. All right, so when he was buying it, he test drove it. He was like, "Yeah, man, I like it." Saying we worked everything out, and then he was like, "Yeah, I got a new motor that I'm gonna put it in." I'm like, "Oh, wait a minute, hold up, oh, wait a minute, yeah." What you mean you got a new motor? You gonna put in? Put a new motor in? You got to blow this one up. And he just like looked at me. I was like, "Oh."
But it's an RT though.
I don't care, man. That was my symbol.
I get it. It's not yours anymore. Number one.
Look, no, it is. Number two, it is mine. In love and passion, it is mine. It's like still mine.
All right. Like I said, it's an RT, and RTs come neutered from the factory, so he's probably thinking.
And no, it wasn't an RT. It was an RT Plus with the red leather interior. I had the last year of the red leather interior.
You had the leather interior, you gave that up?
Man.
You damn fool.
I cried, man. Look, I told you I cried.
Do you know if I even tried to look for one of those?
Do you not know the woman, when I let that car go, the woman just didn't say that to me for the day. She was like, you all right?
You had red leather interior.
I think she patted me on the back or something like I was hurt.
You had red leather interior?
I had the red leather interior.
What year was it?
14. 14.
I just want to beat your ass right now.
Dude, but look, you know what? I had some crazy stuff in that car, though, man. It was some crazy stuff that happened in that car. My friends joked me about it. It slid into a ditch in the rain. So that's why I ended up getting the black wheels on it.
All right. Let's go to
the... It wasn't an accident. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't.
Okay.
It's just like I ran over a banana and it slipped off the road.
Right. Yeah, we won't. Actually, I think I remember this story. We won't go. I think you better let this story.
Travis gave me hell of a. He's like, "What?" Don't judge me. Well, where it at? It's at home. It's in the driveway now. You all right? I mean, I'm hurt a little bit emotionally, but I'm good. But
there's something about these Mopars, man, that when something happens to it, like even if it's not yours,
you feel it.
See it, it's like, oh my God!
Like now you see so many accidents with Mopars.
Yeah,
and, some people be laughing. I don't, you know what? But I never really even laugh at the Mustangs and stuff. And I will laugh if somebody's doing something real stupid,
right?
And you can tell that they don't know how to respect that type of power, and something happen. Now, hopefully, they don't get killed or nothing like that,
right? Or hurt somebody else.
But when I be seeing the Mopars, man, like hell, I think when we was at Gears and Beers and we was watching the Lamborghinis and stuff come up the curve, and you hear them hit the bottom of the curve, everybody's just like, "Oh my God!" Oh man!
And, as much as I love Beers and Gears, and shout out to Sanchez, he's the one that runs it from Eurofed. It's sometimes like, man, every time I see them like turn into those driveways, I turn around now. I'll just like
look. I be trying to walk away. Like when we saw that blue beautiful, I think that was a SVJ.
Yeah.
When we saw it hit the bottom of that curve,
we saw it. We heard it.
Yeah, we heard it. And I was like, oh God, I gotta walk off.
Was it me, you, Chris,
Steve,
were just
and Ryan,
and we just like,
oh God,
Jesus, Lord have mercy.
Like he just driving it up. Like I know he hurt. Like you see how he got in the car and walked off. Like,
well, I had that moment too where you hear something and you just like you pretend you don't hear.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Because you know what it is.
And then there was one guy that had a camera filming it. Like
I love that. That is a great show. That Beers and Gears is a great show. It has mainly imports and exotics.
I'm about to say mainly,
and there's some American muscle mixed in there. It's a nice diverse show. I just get real concerned with the stuff that goes on after it because that street where they
Yeah.
leave. There's a lot of people who are,
They're posted out there, and we're talking like 40, 50 people.
right,
Cameras everywhere.
and when they come out and they start doing the donuts and all that, you got to remember that's a public road, and there's people who, are going about their daily business with families and stuff, and I'm just like, I don't look. If you want to have fun, I'm a car enthusiast. You want to have fun, I get it.
I mean,
But you gotta know when to say when.
I mean, I get it too, but
and don't put the
that's
show
the reason
at risk.
we have tracks.
Yeah, don't put the show at risk because nobody wants to see that show.
And look, I'm not gonna go again. Look, if you're on the highway, I understand there's some moments.
Oh yeah,
There's moments.
We have a moment, especially when it concerns a Nissan Altima.
Yeah,
because they seem to be the ones that like to.
God. They be listening at Trap House. That's what that is.
Listen, when I had my Daytona, and I don't know what it is with Nissans. They just, I don't know if it's like, you ever see that movie Christine, and the car just possess you? I think that's what happens with Nissans. I think Nissans possess the owners to think that they can just come on through and challenge Mopars.
Look, they don't just challenge Mopars. They challenge everybody. They challenge motorcycles. They challenge Teslas. They challenge air. Like, they challenge everything. Like, everything is getting outran.
I'll never forget.
Lights, all of it.
I was going back home on I-85. But, you go down I-85, about to turn on the 485. So I'm going down I-85. And, the ramp to get onto I-85 from Bruton C. Smith is a short ramp.
Right.
So, the ramp I'm talking about.
Yeah, uh-huh.
So, when you get on that ramp and you get on the highway, you got to hit it. Because if you get that space, because people come down I-85 like a bunch of gangbusters.
Yeah.
So, you got to hit it in order to get in, kind of slide in with the crowd. So, I had my Daytona Hellcat. I hit it, and, and I'm sliding there. So I'm over there. All right, cool. All right, I'm heading home. Out the corner of my damn mirror, I see one headlight on. I see this damn car with one headlight on, flying, and you can see. You ever remember that cartoon? You see them old rusty bucket cars and it just puffing smoke, and you could tell the car was just please. Just stop.
That car is beyond
no.
please.
The car is telling him, please, just stop. Just stop. And he's just coming. And I think I saw his foot come out the bottom.
He didn't want you to get in front of him. That's it. He was going to beat you to the next.
I said, and I'm not trying to look down on anybody that has a hoopty, but I actually lifted. I said, I felt so sorry for that car. I was just like,
lifting.
No, you had to see this. The car spoke to me. It said, please, just make him stop. Make him stop.
Look, I'm horrible there because I'm messed up. Look, this is weird. This is weird to me. I'm one of them people, like, if I'm driving, let's say I'm just driving. I don't care what car I'm in. If a car is coming past me and there's like a line somewhere, like a finish line, out in my mind, I will picture the finish line. You're not gonna beat me there. Not let him go.
Like I said,
a turn right after.
We both have our moments, but I was just looking at that car. It is just like, I don't know, for some reason I thought it was Herbie.
Hey, look, you get them. I be getting the Genesis, but the Genesis is nice.
Which one?
The Hyundai Genesis.
Not just the Genesis. Have you seen the SUVs? How they handle?
My aunt got one. I love it.
I forgot. Is it the 60 or the 70?
I'm not sure. I know it's beautiful. And it's very and it's affordable.
Yeah, and they're affordable. And it's
they stepped their game up.
Kia
and Kia,
Kia and Hyundai have stepped their game up, and you're gonna start seeing them on the track soon.
Well, I mean, them Kias, them Stingers running pretty good. You know what? The brand I always wondered, what about Suzuki?
What about them?
Like, are they going to come with some power? I mean,
Suzuki.
Yeah, Suzuki, the little tiny cars.
You just pull that right out of your ass.
Ain't
nobody thinking
Suzuki?
about. I haven't heard that name in about a decade.
You want me to tell you how I heard that name? Because I saw one hit a mailbox the other day. That's how I was like, hey, that's a Suzuki. It kept driving.
Look. You know what I remember? The guy
I went to Wendy's to get the strawberry frosty. And saw it hit the mailbox.
I don't know how he came up with Suzuki. I thought when you said manufacturer, I was just like, I'm sitting here at the edge of the table in anticipation. He pulled out the Suzuki. I'm like, where'd you get that?
Man, it's a Suzuki. They're nice. They're tiny. They're compatible. They might be the next Kia or Hyundai in the next 10, 12 years. Who knows? Like 14, maybe 30, maybe electric.
Let's just okay. Suzuki.
Yeah, right. You know, one day you're gonna get a Suzuki. One day, watch.
Yeah,
they're gonna take over the world.
Right. So, yeah. So, you know, getting back to the Carolina car scene it's a fun car scene. It's an interesting car scene. You know, it has its pluses and its minuses.
I think that's every scene, though.
Every scene has its pluses and its minuses. But one thing I'll tell you recently, in the last month or two, we've both had the opportunity to travel outside of the Carolinas, and I can tell you, you know, it's different.
Well, it lets you know that it's not just here.
No, it's not just here.
It's not, and that's the one thing I love about the car scene. The car scene is everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you do music and stuff, you know, music is everywhere, but it's not popular in certain areas. Like, you really need to go to major cities.
For me, it hit a little bit different when I went to Atlanta because I used to live. I lived in Atlanta.
Well, I mean,
for
you know,
10
Atlanta
years. Now, when I lived in Atlanta, you know, the car scene was you had pop-up meets here and there. And come full circle now, I went there for Caffeine and Octane, and I actually was one of the cops I spoke to. I told her, she's like, "When's the last time you lived here?" I was like, "It's been like 11 years ago." She's like, "Well, I could tell you, it's night and day from when you were here, and it is.
It's got an energy. It's got a synergy there.
It's both. It has a synergy and it has an energy, and the energy is contagious, and it's not just contagious with the car enthusiasts. It's the people also outside of the car enthusiasts that are really into it. Like, I give you a great example. We met OKQ, Orange King, a YouTuber out of Atlanta. Shout out to the Orange King.
Yeah, shout out.
Man, that dude is one of the coolest dudes. He sat down with us and with me and Preston. For those, if Preston is the chief donut maker. Yeah, he won the contest, and congratulations to him. A great guy. And he sat down. We sat down with OKQ, and he's the coolest dude, man.
I told you, but most of the guys that you meet in the car scene are cool guys, and women.
Women. The thing I like about him though is he has so much fun with it.
I mean, but isn't that what you?
That's what you're supposed to.
That's what you're supposed to do.
But the problem now is, and I think part of the problem is kind of YouTube in a sense that, you know, people have become YouTube sensations and they've taken themselves so serious, and I'm like, dude, you're a YouTuber, you're an ordinary person. If there was no YouTube, you'd be out there just like with everybody else. And I think they've
you know, you already know what I got to say.
Yeah, exactly. But here you have Preston, and if you guys get a chance, go check out his channel, Exotic
Car Blacklist.
Exotic Car Blacklist. He'll kill me for this.
Hey, dude, wait a minute. No, you need to talk to him. Hey, man, you need to shorten that name up. Like, man, we can just do like Donut Maker Presley.
It's Exotic Car Blacklist. But you can also find him as Preston Patterson. He also has a website, and you can also catch him as a chief donut maker for Dodge. And you couldn't get a better individual to represent Dodge, in my opinion. He's perfect for it. He's a great guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy, man.
And very proud of him. I'm proud of what he's doing, and you know, I continue to wish him good blessings and continue to go out there and keep pushing, because he's doing some great things right now.
And he is traveling too.
Yeah, he's traveling. Yeah, Dodge I mean, you work for Dodge, you're gonna travel. But I tell you what, I wouldn't mind traveling a wide body Hellcat either.
I mean, I wouldn't either. And your job's to do donuts everywhere. I would not mind.
I wouldn't, man. I'd be doing a donut. Hey, can I do a donut here?
While eating a donut, like it'd be all together.
So, but yeah, so the car scene outside of Charlotte is, I mean, I for a lot of people who don't get out of Charlotte much, they may think, you know, Charlotte is on a higher plateau. But I actually think Charlotte has some catching up to do.
I think we do too. I mean, I went to South Carolina. I've been in South Carolina the last couple of weeks. South Carolina is
off the chain.
And
Greenville.
Oh, Greenville is.
Nobody talks about upstate,
dude. Easily, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Devil's Playground.
Yeah.
They get nasty out there. Yeah. Legally.
that easily, and also Greenville's Cars and Coffee
and Columbia.
I
mean, we see a lot of people from Columbia here. They come here a lot.
They come here a lot, and then and of course there's Raleigh, and Raleigh just.
Yeah, big shots out to Rob. We're going to be checking him out this weekend.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to experiencing that. We'll be rolling up there with some friends of ours.
Yeah.
And also a big shout out to Chris Potts, Not Your Daddy's 300 on IG. He puts on one of the best shows in Charlotte.
Yeah.
At it's Cars and Coffee, Lake Norman.
Lake Norman.
And he just had his show this past Saturday, and I tell you, I was talking to him, and he put it into such a great perspective. He said, "I love what I do. I love this show," and I told him I love your show too. He said, "Where else can you go? You have a '67 GTO, a '66.
That's my dream car.
A '66. Was it a 442? Sitting in the same lot." And then you turn you around and you see an AMG GT.
Yeah,
that's what his show is like.
I mean, he has everything out there.
He has everything. You get a '69 Camaro parked, and then right next to the '69 Camaro is a Lamborghini Lamborghini Huracan.
Well, I mean, but and the thing I love about his events now, but honestly, it happens at a lot of events now. People will actually come up to you. Yeah. And talk to you. They would ask you about your car, or if I asked them something about their car, they would give us a whole lesson. Like tell me about your car.
But those are the true car enthusiasts.
Yeah, I mean, you got your look. Like I said before, I am a new car enthusiast. Yeah. I ask questions. I mean, one of the main reasons of the magazine was for me to be able to learn about the car.
So I'm glad you brought up the magazine, because one of the things that, and one of the reasons why I also wanted to do this podcast is because I want people to know that who the magazine consists of. Prep is the founder of the magazine, but there's also myself. I'm part of the team. We also have Tim
and Jeff.
Tim TRS was a T
Harrell.
T Harrell.
Then his Instagram is TRG185723411 like
19er. I'm like, but no. Shout out to Tim. Congratulations to him. He just recently got married to a beautiful woman.
For her, man.
Beautiful wife, and they're settling in nicely.
And she took him to
She took him to the Grand Prix?
Yeah,
she took him in California.
So I was just like, he showed the pictures, like, oh, I'm so jealous.
yeah.
Big shout out to Jeff too.
Jeff Minnick. So Jeff Minnick is one of the co-founders for Queen City Challenger.
Yeah.
He's known on IG as Frostbite Shaker. So all four of us.
Is it still Frostbite Shaker?
It's still Frostbite Shaker. I don't know if he's going to keep that because he has Frostbite Shaker as the name. Then when you look at the picture, it's like,
yeah, that's an AMG.
Hey, that's not a shaker.
It's AMG.
It's an AMG. But yeah, shout out to jeff. Hope he's healing up and getting better. He had a little mishap with his car, and
I think that was the last draw for that car. I think that was the last draw, because it definitely got sold pretty quick. Like,
that was an awesome that Frostbite Shaker.
Hey man, I miss riding with that car.
I miss hearing that car on the highway. Was riding on the highway, but he's very happy with what he has, and
hey, I mean, I'm gonna say he got a
nice replacement.
Yeah, he got a nice replacement.
He got a nice replacement.
It's quick too now.
So
yeah, Jeff, you getting beat at the track. Just to let you know, you don't have Frostbite Shaker no more. Vengeance.
Yeah, and then somebody shows up with some boost again.
Hey, I'm gonna be upset. I'm like, man, this ain't fair, man.
But so all four of us, we really are a team, and a lot of people, I think it's because they see you mostly as they should. You created the magazine.
I mean, but they see us all out. We everywhere.
Not some people don't know it's 4 of us. There's some people out there don't know that all 4 of us.
You know what I always say? Look at the necklace. Well, actually, I need to update
Necklace.
Tim. Yeah, your necklace, your media pass.
Yeah. But it's really a team effort. We all contribute. Like, when you see certain decisions made and certain announcements made by Prep, understand that Prep is he has the final decision, but we're like the round table.
Yeah, if you know what some of them phone calls and text messages be like.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, so it's like, think of was it the
Knights of the Round Table?
Or I was gonna say,
Hey, you know what? We need to change that group name to that. Knights of the Round Table. I like that.
And think of like your mob movies where you have the head of the mob and you have your consigliere. You got that's kind of like what it is with us in a strange way. And so when you hear him make an announcement or make a decision, understand that he's not just making it on a whim. He's getting input from every one of us.
A lot of input. I mean, but that's the same thing that I always tell you. I want you to do because we're doing this for the community. This is not just for us. This is for the people. So you want to know what the people feel, what they think, what they want, because everything that me and you both do, Tim does, Jeff does, everything that we do, we doing this to make what we already part of better.
Right.
Like, truth be told, that's all this is about. So
it's about building relationships with the community and
the
people.
Relationships we have with people.
Yeah, and we have relationships with people from all different backgrounds, and that's the fun part for me. And
you learn something new
every week.
Every week you learn something new.
Every week, and it's and we're still learning. As long as I've been a part of a car scene, I continue to learn. And anybody that tells you that they know, well, unless you're Hal. And I'm not saying, but Hal.
I don't know, man.
Hal just knows. I was like, you know what? I keep
to
going
me, he's
back
like
to
a debater. He's a debater.
No, he's not. He's like the oracle. I call him the oracle because no, he's the oracle because I was walking around with him. We keep coming back to him. I was walking around with him this past weekend at Cars and Coffee, Lake Norman, and he was telling me the history of GM. It's like Hal has a Mopar, but Hal has this. It's like he has the history of every damn manufacturer.
It's like you walk in his house and you see every mechanic books that I can't even find. I don't even know if they even make books like that.
I think they're all in his head.
Man,
because he was telling me about the A body, and what I learned from Hal this weekend is that, did you know where Mopar got like the design for the Super Bs? And the Challengers, the GNX, it's from GM, from GM's A body, and he showed me, and because they had the A body, the old GM cars there, the old Oldsmobile and the 442. He said, look at the roofing, look at the back window, and he showed me, and then we went over to a Mopar and he showed this. So you see where they got it from. GM set the standard and helped them create that design for the Super Bs and the Chargers. And I'm like, I've been sitting here watching these cars for over a decade, and how the hell did it not click?
Hey, I look, now you're gonna have me looking at it when I go now.
I look at it completely different.
I mean, we look with the lesson that we got when we really clicked up. The guy was explaining to us about the classes. Do you not know that I do that every time I see a classic car?
I look for, and I did the same thing this past weekend. I look for here's the other thing. GM, there was a point in time where GM was not putting the placard stating, when the car was made. They actually put it I think just below the windshield wiper on some cars.
At the bottom?
Because it used to be behind the engine on the wall.
There. In the door, and also near the trunk.
Yes.
You remember in the trunk?
Right.
So,
but
he actually gave me I can't think of the other guy who was with us. He gave us a whole 30-minute lesson.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was like, man, I need a notepad.
Yeah. How but that just goes to show how blessed we are to be around people like Hal, who can show us things and teach us things. And, a lot of people, they'll say, Hal, just give you details. But, you want it. You want it. And you got to really, you gotta really cherish having those people like that around because you just leave smarter. I know more about cars now than I did,
I mean,
20 minutes earlier.
It makes you appreciate more than one brand.
Right.
Because I get it, I can understand you're strictly Mopar, you're strictly Chevy, or strictly
But
Ford.
I'm not strictly Mopar.
I'm not strictly. I know where we are.
I mean, I consider myself a Mopar guy.
I mean, I know you love Mopar.
Yeah.
I know, Mopar is number one. But I know you love other brands the same way. Because, I mean, when we started learning about the import scene, me and you was just both out there like, yo, this is crazy. I didn't know this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it was bananas. That were old streetcar Saturday days.
Oh man. Well, it's not old. It's still it's percolating.
Yeah.
And
we got something brewing.
We got a couple things brewing, and we'll keep an eye out for those announcements to come in the near future. Streetcar Saturdays will be back. We just had to kind of take a step back and reassess
reevaluate some stuff.
Reevaluate some things, how some things were being done behind the scenes. And so, it will be back. And I know there are a lot of people that miss it because I miss it.
I miss it, man.
Yeah, I miss it.
I do miss
as much
it.
work as the work as it is, I miss it.
Well, that's the thing. People don't know. People don't understand how much work goes in the back. That's the reason why I say for the guys to be out here acting crazy at these events, if you get this car host to lose this event, you don't understand how many weeks, how much time
how hard it is. Yeah.
How hard it is to get approval, get the insurance, and et cetera, this event. And you want to come out here and mess it up because you wouldn't need your 10, 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah, not even minutes, seconds.
Like, it's difficult.
It's and that's what frustrates me. Is like,
even with us knowing so many car hosts and they explain to us how to do it, it's just,
Anyway, so I think we're approaching.
We have 1 hour.
We have 1 hour, but this is
over 1 hour, but
but this is just the opening episode.
Yeah, we gotta break it in. We
had to break it in, and this is the episode 1, version 3.
Yeah, this is now we let you know we did freestyle this, so
but that's
a freestyle.
Actually, a lot of times, and I learned this in radio. Sometimes freestyling is actually the best.
Freestyle is always the best.
You get the best. You come from music.
Yeah, freestyle is always the best.
You think back to guys like Stretch and Bobbito when they had all those artists back in the day in the '90s come on their radio station in New York.
Back then, if you couldn't freestyle, you
ain't
getting in this.
Not only that, and if you messed up, it's like you had to basically start from scratch all over again. Change your name, change your looks.
We ain't gonna talk about the rap game now because freestyling is not.
I don't know what I heard. I heard a song from an artist the other day, and the dude was just talking on the damn track.
I heard a song just a minute ago because I'm up there editing a couple videos and stuff.
He was just talking. He wasn't even rhyming.
Look, at least you heard words. This guy, I don't even know what he was doing.
Let me tell you what you heard.
You gotta throw that.
And auto-tune in the back.
I was like, maybe he got a car backfiring in the background or something. Like,
that's all you heard. And this is like, and the thing is, it's funny when Z is like I turn it on. Like when Z is upset or something, or she gets frustrated, I actually turn it on to like the radio station. And she hears mumble rap, and she just starts busting out laughing.
I'm telling you, look, I don't even laugh no more. I just listen to him, like, this really got on the radio, like. But we're
gonna go there. Hey, look, that's.
Well, look, man, make sure you throw your links on here where people can follow you. Yeah,
so We'll Talk Entertainment. I am on YouTube. I am on IG. I am on Facebook. I am on TikTok. What else is that? That's about it.
I don't really know. I'm not, look,
I think that's all of them. I know there's more. There's more, but there's a lot more.
Is Tumblr still big?
What?
Tumblr?
Nah, I ain't
never used no Snapchat.
No, but you can find me on all of those platforms. Go to my
and
YouTube.
they can also definitely see you live somewhere over the week.
Oh yeah, like if you're at if it's a car meet or one that's that you normally see on, say, Charlotte Car Shows.com. yeah, most likely you'll find me, or you'll find all three of us, or you'll find two of us. You might find you'll find somebody from Streetcars 101.
Yeah, one of us is there, and I mean throughout the week too.
So
the time we stop by,
come over and say hello to us, and also please check out Streetcars 101 magazine, streetcars101.com. Streetcars 101 TV,
yeah, I was gonna say
YouTube. I mean, we work together. It's so
we are like backed up with videos, but we're getting them out there.
Yeah,
we're getting out.
That's
because I mean we done got now. I didn't even realize until the day when I was looking at the mileage. We're hitting around 3 to 4 events a week now.
Yeah, I average at least 2 or 3 events.
And we ain't talking about no down the street traveling.
No.
We can get there in 2 hours.
You know how many miles I got up by Challenger already?
Man, hey.
I had it, this past week was a month I had it. I'm already over, I think I have 1,300 miles on it.
Hey, you driving it though.
I'm having fun driving.
You gotta remember, we hang around drivers.
Yeah, we drive.
Yeah, we drive.
And that's the beauty of what we do, because although you could say, yeah, it's tiring going from event to event, but I'm going from event to event in a damn Mopar.
Hey.
In a wide body.
Hey, that wide body. It's hard for me to go back to a narrow body, unless it's free. Or half price.
You know what? I have had the narrow body, and when I saw that wide body, it was just like.
I mean, it
was like Pookie.
When we
calling me, just calling me, man. I can't.
Hey, remember that little kid at the park? He was loving it too.
Yeah. So we're filming. I'm being interviewed by Prep because for the cover of the magazine, and the little kid got no shirt. He's got a football. He just kept popping in the background.
He was photobombing like crazy.
Hey. And I said, look, I made a deal with him. It's like, look, we're trying to film here. Like, if you want to come back, I'll show you the car. I was even going to let the kid start the car up, too. But he never came back.
I don't think you would want to do that, because he had about 5, 6 friends over there. And they were just watching. I was like, well, you might shouldn't have made that promise, man.
Yeah, you got to, and if you're going to do a photo shoot, probably don't do it in a park where there's like all kinds of after-school activities.
It was a good idea at first.
It was a good idea at first till I saw that baseball coming.
My God.
I was like,
yeah. And you saw how I looked at him.
And Z was like, hey, take that. Why don't y'all just throw it sideways? Don't throw it.
That's that moment where you get mean. You got a whole field out here. A whole field. And you want to come over here.
Yeah. But again, check us out on all of those platforms.
And please say this again. If you see us out, come up and speak to us. We would love to talk to you. Everything, man. Like I love meeting people. We love meeting people. Like we want to know more about the scene. I mean, if you got suggestions, anything, please don't be aggressive with it and everything like that, because we might smack you. No, I'm just playing. We ain't gonna do that.
Well, we've came close to slapping a couple people.
I mean, it's been
there's a couple people that could
get the baby powder. But if you see us, come out and speak to us. You know what I'm saying? We out here. We are out here. We out here weekly.
And we're actually out here for you.
Yeah. We want to see what you got.
It's not about us. It's about you.
What's my famous question? Tell me what makes you love your vehicle.
Yeah. What makes you love it? And then what made you get into cars? This
at least this one. What made you get into this one? What made you pick this one over so many other brands that's just as great?
Right. So because we know a car is usually an extension of your personality sometimes. So, again, check us out on all the platforms. We'll Talk Entertainment, Streetcars 101. This will be the first of many podcasts, and we have a hell of a lineup coming for you.
Yes, we do. You gonna have.
My next one, and then nobody see this coming. And some of the things I'm going to be up front may not even be car related. I'm gonna surprise you with a couple guests that I know.
Have fun with it, man. Let them.
Yeah.
You know some people.
I know some people.
Yes, sir.
I said, Fat Joe does it the best. I don't know if you watch Fat Joe's podcast.
I used to, man. I watched it.
I love his podcast, and he does because he'll say some things, and if
the
anybody
price is going up,
the price yesterday's price is not today's price, and then but my favorite one that nobody talks about is you don't know who I know.
Actually heard that one.
Yeah.
He said it on Norris.
And he said it on Norris. You don't know who I... And he says it with a serious... You don't know who I know.
Yeah.
And so I know a couple people. So, but I'm not the type of person. I don't brag about who I know.
Nah, just surprise them.
Just surprise them.
Just surprise them.
And once you find out who I know, you're gonna be like, "Oh shit, yeah."
Well, man, I am happy to see what you're doing. I can't wait to see you do more, man.
Yeah,
I know this is gonna be awesome, man.
This is gonna be a lot of fun.
And it didn't take but only 5 months for you to get it together and launch it. There's nothing much. It's not a lot.
I should just kick. I will slap you. I will slap you with this interface, this expensive ass interface that he told me to go and buy. Mind you, this is the second piece of equipment that I have had to buy. I bought one, took it back, and bought this one. So, but it's working.
Yeah, I'm about to say we ain't gonna talk about the other one because the other one was not. That was a software issue.
Yeah,
software issue
that took us 5 hours to fix. Actually, we never fixed
per day. Per day. But
I'm glad he's not charging me though. Real talk.
I mean, you got to wait a minute. You got to throw that in there. Real talk.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Real talk.
God.
Oh, shit. Hey, turn it off. Somebody steals this. Oh yeah. I like that.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's amazing what happens when you're going on less than 2 hours sleep.
Yeah.
But hey.
Yeah, that's about normal.
Well, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you for listening. And stay tuned for more with Will Talk Entertainment. All right. Take care.